Hey everybody, Rodamon here. Thank you for tuning in to Clanfolk, Episode 8, Finer Threads. Alright, going to this task list, looks like building is falling behind compared to everything else. We have 146 building tasks and basically nothing else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go full court press to try to get building done sooner. AKA Scorpius and Cypher raising their building up a lot higher, because the others don't really have a lot of skill in it. Hey, Laura. Thanks for the resub as well. Take a look at my materials up here. Ooh, spring blossoms. Nice. At some point soon, the branch... Oh yeah, it just has happened. So now that it is spring, there's new branches to collect from trees. They regrow once a year, so to try to help my branch supply, I can go gather from these freshly growing trees. Hey, buddy. Alright, Cypher knows what's up. Cypher's getting some of the building built. I see you. You better not eat my crops, or I'm going to have to wall you off. So the pantry is still a very chill 21 Fahrenheit, which is well below freezing. Even this unrefrigerated mountain storage is pretty close to freezing, just FYI. I do find it funny that everybody took off their winter clothing and then they're all complaining of cold because of the wind chill right now. So we need to fire up some additional tile in order to get more of the roof going. So if you take a look at the production chain here, this takes wood ash and water jugs to make ashed hide. And then this takes water jugs and bark to make a bark wash. This here takes ashed hide and water jugs to make clean hide in hide scraper. And then clean hide can be stored on this clean hide shelf. A lot of the dry hide that I have here is low quality, so we should try to process it sooner than later, I think. Are you really complaining about being cold next to a wool cloak? Shake my head. Does the blacksmith generate heat? It does. Sometimes. It does when it's firing stuff up, but not when it's idle. What I could do is to put a vent between the two so that the blacksmith can generate heat for the tailor. But it's so unreliable that I would probably say a stone fireplace is going to be a way more reliable way to generate heat. So in the winter, when it gets very cold in these crafting buildings, I will consider setting up the crafting buildings to have a heat source that is fueled. And in the patch notes of this game, they keep climbing up how much an area can be heated by a heat source. So in the last, 3 micro patches, they keep buffing fireplaces, in other words. Over and over and over again. Which is okay by me. See my food dropping a little bit. I'm going to hunt some wild animals. This is some nasty rain, like sideways. Alright, I have tons and tons of stone blocks, so I think what I'll do here... Oh, yeah, Cypher's already doing that. I don't need to worry about it. I was about to say I'm going to prioritize the walls and floor, and then Cypher just jumped to it. So stone blocks, let's reduce this queue to maybe 50. So here's a good indicator. The smithy is being used, so if you take a look at the top left, see the room temperature is 59 Fahrenheit plus plus plus. Plus 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 indicates that it is going and getting warmer. And now it's 61 Fahrenheit, and then it's minus minus at the moment, which means it's cooling. So yeah, the smithy will, once fired up, generates heat, which could, and I will do exactly that. I will add in maybe a fireproof vent. I'll add in a fireproof vent here to be able to connect these two buildings, but I'm going to put this as a 1. And the reason why it's so low is right now this vents out to an open area, so it would just make the smithy ambient temperature, which is not what I want. What I'll do here is I'll open up the viewer submitted ideas for the next goal so that you all can propose the next thing. And I'll take the first 10 suggestions that are not duplicates and are reasonable. This is tiled roofing, not brick. But yeah, it does look nice. There's hay, stone, tile, and wood. And tile and stone are the only non-flammable. Stone looks like this. Hay is here, and then tile is here. I don't have any wood roof yet. I haven't used it anywhere. Maybe at some point I'll replace the roof on our house with wood roof, but that would have to be voted on, much like everything else. Does look like we are waiting on clay. Let's get some clay. The pond out here is, it has bounced back a little bit, so I'm going to do autofish up to 10. Looks like it's okay now. We'll get back to that. And that oat growth is almost 70%. So the oats, this grass here started at 50% in the winter and has gone up to 85%, so 35% growth, whereas this started at 0 and is now 70%. Much faster. Kadath, have you thought about clothing, perhaps? He's our tailor. If he says naked is the way, naked it is. He's got undies by default. I like how Kadath... Why are you working right now? It's his time off, and he's still tailoring. He just can't help it. He's a monster. He knows only tailoring. No, he did put on a leather tunic, though. That's good. A little bit of modesty. A modicum of modesty. All right. I will sell you some small stone and send you on your way. Because I don't want a ram, goat, or eggs. So farewell. I'll kick these kilns up to emergency priority as well so that we can... Oh, Mr. I have the iron ore. Okay, you've got yourself a trade. So that we can make the tiles a little bit faster to make the roof. This is taking a while. Oh, look at you now. Tunic and cloak. I insult you and then you all covered up. It's like the apple of Eden was just nibbled. Most of the scarcity here can be ignored except for those branches. The branches are the only thing I cannot ignore, because branches are my heat source. How are the relations with other clans going? Probably not all that well, just because we haven't done a significant amount of trade with them or hosting them as travelers or workers. So very, very low rep gain so far. There's room for 3 more viewer-submitted goals for when I finish up the tailoring room. So if you have goals that you want to suggest, go for it. As soon as the wild grass hits 100%, I will start to harvest a little bit of it so that we can build up straw for seeds and for the thresher for the winter. Because I know that that's something that we haven't been doing, and that's not a terrible idea. So at least the hide scraper is protected from the elements now. So the wool dresser takes raw wool, wood ash, and water jugs. So I'll stick that next to the jug pallet. The flax dressing just takes cured flax stems, which is cured up here. So it actually kind of makes sense to stick a door maybe over here and a path leading to the flax reddings. That way we can grab the flax more quickly. And we'll square up our path here with mulch. If we have the mulch. Big if. So the flax redding then, I'll put right there. The spinning wheel probably should be close to the textile shelf, because the textile shelf has the hanks to be spun into cloth. And then the textile shelf should be next to the tailor bench. And then the tailor bench might want to get a clothing storage that is better than this clothing basket, because the clothing basket doesn't hold all that much stuff, but what does hold a lot of stuff is the wardrobe. So having a wardrobe will allow us to have like something like 56 slots of clothing or something like that. I forget exactly how many it is, but it is quite a lot. It's pretty compressed. Oh, one tapped. Can, you are much better than your rest of your relatives. Well, we're nearly done with the walls. We're done with the floors. So the rest is just tiling up the roof. And sticking in the secondary door. I'm very low on wood. So knowing that that's coming to a close, I don't want to chop down any immature trees, so I'm going to hit those trees there. What are we waiting on for this this last wall? There we go. It's walled. Still obviously needs roofing, but at least that's a nice milestone. All right. Our twigs got really... How do we get this many twigs? Is it just from cutting down these trees? I guess. It's a lot more twigs than I expected to have. So I think what I'll do is cancel cutting down those trees. I think we have enough. Because I'll clear the stumps here. And then we'll have plenty of timber for any other projects that we want to take on. All right, I'm going to pause the redemption here, and we're going to vote on next task now. Thanks for suggesting them. So we have build another workspace. Build a clay pit and stone pit area. Build guest quarters. Build an inn. Improve the bedrooms. Expand farming. Make a private room for couples. Plant new trees. Those 8 goals. There were some duplicates in that didn't make the cut. Thanks for suggesting them. So what do you think I should do next? So I've got enough clay to do one more tile firing. Let's continue to get clay. Because I need a whole lot more tile before we're done. This does it in chunks of 25 apiece. And each one of these roofs is 5 tile. So I need 250. I need to run this 10 more times. Which means 1,000 clay, I think. Yep. 'Tis expensive. Progress is slow. Ooh, it is a cozy 71 Fahrenheit now. Up in this little house of ours. Rip. Cypher. Died of old age. We're down to 4. Y'all just sleeping next to a dead body there? That would be a yes. No judge. Just do find it a little weird. Oh, it also brings me to the fact that we can clear a little bit of the grass now that it's fully grown. Yeah, it's fully grown. So that will help with our hay amount. So waiting on 2 sacks and 5 twine to in turn cipher next to glitch. Am I out of clay? No, we're not. My dudes and dudettes are just being annoying. They just need to fill the jugs up with water. Put that as a high priority as well then. Okay, Kadath is... Is he... Who is genetically Glitch and Cyphers? I don't know if there's actually a way to tell that. Child... Partner... Okay, so it's Shield who is the daughter, I think. Yep. So he's digging the grave for his mother-in-law. Got it. Digging grave in his undies. He's about to yeet a corpse too. At least it's not an acid bath. Thunk. Like how the game's like, you're out of clay. It's like, do you not see how much gathering tasks I have queued up? Poor Scorpius is like, damn adults making me work all day long. Overtime. At least he's really good at it. Very, very fast at that. Alright, if you haven't voted yet, please vote. Timer's about out. Demilo's World, thank you for the resub. So the tailor bench here, stick that there. And then the textile shelf there. The loom right there. The spinning wheel here. And then I need a wardrobe. I'm surprised I actually haven't built a wardrobe elsewhere, but I'll stick that next to the cloth cleaning. Noah's, thank you for the full year sub as well. You're welcome. I'm happy to share. It is my pleasure. Okay, we did get that 1,000 clay. We got 1,250, so that should be enough to get the kilns fired up for the remaining tile that we need for this. For these structures, I'm going to make it a priority because right now the textiles that came off the textile shelf are rotting on the ground. And that's really bad, because we put a lot of manual labor into that. And over here, the farm is doing an automatic clear grass, because all of our oats are good to go. But Can is working on other priorities. So there's the wardrobe. And this wardrobe just has constructed clothing. Which means that this old clothing basket, I'm going to break down, because we don't need it anymore. We're also running pretty low on planks in order to put the tile roof on, because tile roofs still require planks. They require 2 planks, 2 nails, and 5 tile. So I have to keep an eye on that, make sure that our planks don't zero out. But that room is almost done. And the next project is going to be build guest quarters. Who are the guest quarters for? Travelers? Pay for the room and board. Workers paid daily to work, or both. Hey, Dennis. Thanks for gifting subs to the community. That's awesome of you. Mighty awesome of you. Alright, Timbery. Now a new high priority. God, everything is high priority. Again, why have you not worked on harvest yet? Because it's not a high priority. So you going to be very high priority harvest. I want my oat bread. Dang it. Bring me my oat bread. So the auto farming is going to be raised slightly higher than the regular old clear grass so that we prioritize the grass. It also looks like we're using stone tools. So I'm going to go ahead and stop making stone tools altogether. So if we need tools, they will be iron or bust. And I do already have an iron hoe. I'm going to make 2 iron hoes. Oh, looks like I need nails too. The roofing is running out of nails. It's always something, right? It's always something. So new action, clear stubble. That allows you to clear the stubble of the oats so that you can resow. It should be automatically done, though, so it's not something that requires, that necessarily always requires people to actually do. Alright, I think it's warm enough that I am going to stop feeding these fires that are next to Scorpius's bed. Even though he's afraid of the dark, he's just going to have to get over it. Okay. Build a guest quarter. Got it. And for both kind of guests. So one of the things that I probably want to do is to set up a guest quarter that is separate from... Well, I guess here's the next question I have. Should the new bedrooms be for us or for the guests? So if I'm building extra beds, there's 2 options that I see. We can have this here be the guest quarters, and then we build ourselves individual bedrooms, or to build a barracks for the guests and still use this original bedroom. So there's the poll. Who's cooking now that Cypher's dead? Let's see. Kind of no one. Can, I guess. I'll raise Can's priority up. But we don't really have anyone cooking, which is why our food percent is dropping. I'm not worried about it because I can just at any time stop and gather mushrooms or berries or do hunting or something like that. It's pretty easy to keep yourself fed. I think having an iron sickle, well, maybe they were doing some grooming. Some personal grooming in there. That's a strange place for an iron sickle. I'm glad I made this room as large as I did, because there's barely any extra room for anything else. There's a little bit of space on the west side for stuff. If I want like a second bark wash or a second hide rack or something like that. But yeah, it's basically maxed out. Let's get this leather and linen or flax out of the rain. In fact, I'm going to do that with all of the tools that were left out so they don't decay, so we don't have to make spares. Just quick little peas on them. I don't really care about the hunting bow because they're inexpensive and I could make more if I want. Why are tools on the ground? Because our Scotsmen and women don't know how to put tools back. Ain't my fault. "20 seconds left to vote on how we're going to do the bedrooms." So if you take a look at the fertilization, these farm fields are still fertilized. They're obviously watered because it's raining. So it's very easy to keep up with that. And up here, if I could click them. No, I can't, apparently. But yeah, we're getting a lot of oat sheaves as a result of this harvest here, which is good for oat bread, which is, I think, what Can is working on right now. Good. So we're actually going to be making bedrooms for ourselves. So, question, should the bedrooms be shared or individual? So shared bedroom is going to be easier for it to be a huge room and have a big benefit, but it doesn't have the benefit of being a private room. And then individual bedrooms are a little bit more difficult because they require to be, it's going to require a lot more raw resources to have everyone have their own individual bedrooms, but there's going to be a benefit of people having their own personal bedrooms. That does play a pretty significant role in mood. And then I'm going to also poll you about size, about how big of an undertaking should this be. Should it be like the finished product bedroom, the bedroom to end all bedroom demands, or is this just in situ partial fulfillment of what we consider a bedroom? Oops. Nope, don't pack that up. Okay, the tailor shop is almost done. If you take a look at how nice it is, here there's a lot of foot traffic, so it's really filthy, which is why it's not so nice. Our starting bedroom is not so nice because it doesn't really have floors, but these workshops are very nice comparatively. And we're nearly done. Scorpius is putting the last of the roofs on, so if you take a look here, as you can see, we're nearly all tiled up. I'm going to cancel some of the grass clearing, because this is a pretty decent amount of hay for now. Oh, and there we go. We even have a water jug here. It is mid-spring, and my pantry is still ice cold, which is awesome. How about our fires in this game? They can be managed, but it depends on the flammability. If you have really high flammability, or if you set fire to like an open field, you're going to go out of control pretty quick. I'm going to start automatically processing bread now. I'm going to try to keep 10 bread in stock at all times. I guess we do it in dozens, so let's go up to 12 then. Well, I guess we can't. Never mind, take that back. So Can here is using the quern to grind up the oat grain into oat meal or oat flour, and then we add water to the dough table with the oat flour to then process it into dough, and then we bake it in the bread oven with some branches to make it into bread. So now we have that up and running automatically as well. I do see that my food amount is low, but it's not zero, so I haven't been paying it much attention. I'm not worried about it. Farming and cooking might be a bit much for him. I don't disagree, but we don't have suitors yet, so It's not like I can add to our family for free. I'd need to pay someone. And individual bedrooms it is. Cool. So if we want individual bedrooms, here is the rub. Ideally, we're going to want to share a wall with our initial structure, because our initial structure is heated. So I think what I'll do, it hurts me a little bit, but what I'll do is I'm going to wipe out this farm field here so that I can, back here, build this into our individual bedrooms. So the water dipper, I'm going to pack up and put away. Same with the butcher block. No, that's not what I meant to do. Let's try that again. Same with the butcher block. The corpses zone is going to be moved over where the butcher block is without humans being stored in there. And then what I'm planning on doing is having maybe a shared hallway or something. So this door will lead to a hallway passage, which will lead to bedrooms. Something like that. Have to figure out the finer details. There might be a lot of trial and error. Oh, we're getting baby sheep. Well, I have bad news for the adults. Kilgore and Dampstone, you're going to become dinner. And the baby sheep are going to be raffled off. So, subscribers in the chat, good luck. The raffle is afoot. Could I build them into the mountain? Yes. Yes, I could. It would require a considerable amount of, like, mountain moving, but that's actually one of the ideas that I had, is to build it sort of over here into the mountain. So I'm going to get to that. Yeah, mutton for dinner. I personally like to control population growth this way, because at some point, if your animals aren't producing resources that you need, you might as well butcher them, because they're taking up work for no benefit. Alright, Scorpius is almost untiling these roofs. How long does it take for sheeps to make wool? 14,400 seconds. You wanted an answer. There you go. Almost done. The tailor shop is definitely the largest one that I'll ever have to do, because it requires more processing than really any other type of storage. So very happy that that is nearing a close. The grass clearing that I had queued up is done. I'm going to, if Can's not busy, just replant some of the grass for later. I'm not really sure I want to replant grass around here, though, because this might end up being construction. Sorry, Dampstone. You got the axe. Literally the axe. Arkrune, thanks for the resub. So here, the hide rack is going for Dampstone's hide. And it looks to me like all the clothing that we want is already in stock, which is pretty cool. Oops. I hadn't really realized that planting where the trees were is going to have us pull the trees up. So let me cancel the job. I guess that's the only place that was treed. So on this shelf here, I am going to be a little bit more careful about what I stockpile here pretty soon, so that we really only have processed meals, especially if we get additional people working. So that the things that should be kept cold are, you know, in our freezer. Like this dough that is not spoiling as a result. So stews, yes. Gonna want stews here. In fact, I'm gonna auto-supply 10 stews. And let's see if we can't just subsist on stew and bread. So stew takes raw meat, a bowl, water jugs, charcoal, bread. I'm not going to bother with the cooked eel anymore. And we'll see if this is possible. How many bowls do I have? I don't. I guess I need some more. Let's make 8 more. And the kitchen I'm going to set to auto haul. I'm also... Wow, we have so many... Well, a lot of this is just grass. I'm going to cancel the western grass. Just to make it a little bit easier on Can. There. Now our task list is a little bit more reasonable. Alright. Baby sheep. Shona. And mass convergence. Congrats. Congrats to the both of you. Hey, Sky Collective. Oh my goodness, it's been 2 years? Thanks for the resub. Always a pleasure to have you here. Well, the tailor shop is almost done. I have made 0 progress on the bedrooms, but I'm working on it. The sheep is like, I want food, but I want dry. I could improve the barn at some point to make it larger and have it spill out to a paddock or something like that, but this little complaint dance is pretty funny, so I'm gonna go with the complaint dance. Let's do meals, stews up to... Actually, I'm not even going to have bread on here, so we'll just do stews up to 6. And see if we can't just always have stew at the ready. It's going to require a lot of hunting, I think, because stew does require meat. And we don't always have meat readily available. But that's okay. I'll try to keep up with it. So Scorpius is almost done tiling up the tailor shop. There's 10 more tiles left to do, but most of the subsequent, the highest requiring tiles, the ones that cover the workstations, are already done. Oh, we sure don't have stew in stock. Might have been a little optimistic. But hey, that's okay. We can always eat in here. As soon as we're completely done with the tailor shop, I'll start prioritizing the project of clearing out a little bit of this mountain so we can build bedrooms. Wouldn't be a terrible idea to get a little bit of cleaning done too, because that kitchen is looking awful. I guess Kadath, that's going to land on you. I don't really know. There we go. Cleaning up that blood. There's no food poisoning concept or anything like that, so it could be dirty. Just doesn't look nice. Raising the priority of the remaining tailor place up, including the fireproof vent, now that all of the needed tiles to keep the tailor shop enclosed are done. Now it's just the edge tiles to make it look not weird. And we have a trade. Some trade opportunities. I will buy berries off of you. They're really not that expensive. But I don't have anything to sell. I'll buy the oat sheaf. And again, I'll sell some fertilizer. Do you think they'll add haggis to the game? I don't know. Suppose we'll see. I know that they're going to improve the amount of different foods that they have available to offer, but I don't know specifically what they are. Oh, wow, you shut up too. I'll buy the iron. Always buy iron. That is my mantra. The reason to always buy iron is there's a finite amount of iron that exists on a map tile, and it's hard to deplete it unless you play for a long time, but it's possible to deplete it. So in order to prevent you from depleting your iron supply, just buying iron at every convenience is kind of nice. One of the other reasons to buy iron is mining the iron in here produces a lot of stone chunks, which produce a lot of hauling tasks. So if you just buy your iron, it doesn't produce hauling tasks. As long as you have the extra coin for it, it's not that bad of an idea. All right, Scorpius, this is almost done with this tailor. So very close. Kilgore has really avoided slaughtering, huh? I don't have raw meat right now, so let's make him into stew. Some lamb stew. Swing. Sorry, Kilgore. But you're just too tasty. Is this the last roof? Oh, he's not done. He has to haul nails in. The slow metabolism is nice given the amount of food that he eats, but his movement speed hurts me a little bit. All right, there we go. Tailor is done. So you have the smithy here and the tailor there. And now I can start to focus on the bedrooms. So let me update the goals here. Build individual bedrooms. So a question that I wanted to poll you is how big? How nice should the bedrooms be? Top tier requires way the most work. Decent or quick and dirty. What do you guys think? Should this be the final bedroom that we ever build? Should it be somewhere in between? Or should it just be a quick bedroom to satisfy the needs of having individual bedrooms? Where on the spectrum does this lie? Thank you for tuning in to Clanfolk, which originally streamed live on Twitch August 4th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Radamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Radamont.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. A special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel. I'll catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Adios!